Hello and welcome. Today we'll be talking about the LD15R from Fenix. This is a Cree XP-G3 white LED emitting light, along with a secondary red light, which is an Everlight red LED. It's run on a 16340 rechargeable lithium-ion battery that's provided, or a CR123A battery. It also features a micro USB charging port system. The body dimensions are going to be 70 millimeters in length, 19 millimeters in body diameter. It also is going to weigh in at 40 grams, excluding the battery. It has a battery level indicator on the top. It also has a regulated output, a two-way pocket clip with a magnetic tail base. It also has reverse polarity protection, a low voltage warning, and it's also made out of high strength type 3 anodized aluminum. And it has a frosted lens on the front. The light is also IP68 water rated and also impact rated as well, up to 1 meter. There are several different modes for running the light on white LED and the red LED. Beginning with the red LED modes, it has 3 different modes. It has a red constant 4 lumen output for 30 hours, and it has a signal red 4 lumen output, and it also has a SOS 4 lumen output as well. For the white light, it has 4 different modes, as a low, medium, and high. For the low, it's running on 3 lumens for about 110 hours. On medium, it's running for about 30 lumens for about 13 hours and 20 minutes. On high, it's running for 150 lumens for about 2 hours and 50 minutes. And for turbo, it runs at 500 lumens, and it drops down to about 220 lumens for about 1 hour and 20 minutes. Here on the table, we can see the LD15R box, the LD15R here, with the battery installed inside of it. We have the plastic bag with the spare O-rings and the gasket for the charging port. We have the micro USB cable for the charging port, and we have a mesh bag that this items come in. We also have cards here and the user manual. Here we have a close-up look of the Fenix LD15R. On the front here we can see the frosted lens here and the TR optic inside, which features the Cree XP-G3 LED and the Everlight red LED inside as well. We have the Fenix logoing and the info here. On this side we have the pocket clip, which is a decent retention. And it's a two-way pocket clip here where you can go in this way or this way. And it also has a lanyard attachment point. On the top here, we have the button here. And if you push down quickly, you can almost see the green LED that pops on. It'll be a red LED if it's low battery, green if it's a decent amount of charge. On the back here, we have the tail cap with the magnetic base here. And let's go ahead and take this apart and see what's inside. We have some square cut threads, what appears to be square cut threads here, and the O-ring. And we have the included lithium-ion battery. This is a 16340 700 milliamp hour battery, and it's being magnetically attached to the cap here. We have the copper springs here, or rather the brass springs appears to be actually. Let's go ahead and put that to the side and look inside the tube. And there you can see the basic contact points for the head unit. It'll work pretty well with a button top battery. Let's go ahead and reassemble this and go over the UI briefly. So to access the UI modes, there's 2 types of modes here, basic modes. You have a white mode and a red mode. You push and hold down the top button here and it'll scroll through to the white or the red LED modes, and it'll stop at the red LED. So let's go to the white one first. Push and hold, release, and we're in low mode on the white LED here. Push once briefly to change the mode. We have medium mode right now. Push once again to access high mode. And then again, we push once to access turbo mode. And then it will simply cycle back down. If you turn it off and you turn it back on, it'll come back on in the last mode memorized for that LED. To access the red LED, we'll push and hold the button once more. It'll turn off and then turn back on with the red mode engaged. It'll default to the constant on here. To scroll the different modes in the red LED, simply push once briefly, and we will get a blinking mode or singling mode for the red mode. Push once one more, and we'll get SOS mode. To rotate back to constant on, push one more time, and we're back at the beginning. To turn it off, simply hold down, and the light is off. And that is the UI modes for the Fenix Ld15R. Here we can see the charging cable plugged into the charging port of the Fenix Ld15R. We're charging at about 5.14 volts at 0.26 amps approximately. And on the top here we have the red LED active for the button. And that means it's charging. You can also run this light on low mode while it's charging. It will draw a higher current a little bit, but you can run the very low mode on while it's plugged in. So that's important to know if you want to run this light for a longer operational time. We're shooting in an aperture 7.1, ISO is 2500, white balance is 5000K, frames per second is 24 on a Panasonic GH2 with a 14 to 42mm lens. Here on the table we have the light in low mode in the white mode, and the Oppo Lightmaster Pro here measuring the lux, CCT, and CRI on my phone here. We're about 1.5 feet off the table to about 2 feet, and the lux is going to be about 44 on the reading, 43, 4400 for the CCT, and 70 CRI. If we bump this up to medium mode, we come up to about 675 lux or so, 4300 CCT, and about 70 CRI. And we're at high mode now, at about 3100 lux, 43 CCT, 4400 CCT, and 70 CRI. Finally, we're at turbo for about almost 1100 lux, and about 4500 CCT, and about 71 CRI. Let's go ahead and see the beam profile on the tables here. So on the low, we have a nice diffusion here. It's all frosty, so there's not going to be any real type of well-defined hotspot. If we increase to the medium, you can see it spreads out a little bit more on the table here. And finally high, and then turbo, and then back to low. We can also do the red mode here real quick. Here's the red mode. We constant on. We're about, again, 1.5 feet to 2 feet off the table. It's got a nice diffused beam, good for reading at night and maintaining your night vision. Okay, we're back outside shooting the aperture 2.8, 24 frames per second, ISO 6400 with a white balance of 5000K on a Panasonic GH4 12 to 35mm lens. Here we have the light on low mode. That's my hand in front. Let's go ahead and bump it up to medium. It's got a nice diffused beam in front of us. You can kind of see the log in front of us about 20 feet in front. Let's go to high mode. And we got more of a diffused lighting, more bigger pathway of seeing everything in front of us. We have the small logs on the side here on the right, about 40 feet out, and the rocks also about the same distance in the tree. Let's go to turbo mode. And you can see all the way to the backyard there, about 60 feet out. And there's really no hot spots on this beam, just all diffused lighting. Overall, I really like the Fenix Ld15R. It's a nice blend of a small form factor size, flexible battery options in terms of charging in the field, and also LED color options such as the red LED and the white LED. It's got a nice frosted lens for up close work. It's not really a thrower, but that's okay for a headlamp. It has a nice beam profile, a beam pattern, being a fully diffused beam, and it works pretty well with the red LED, especially at night. I like the fact that you can charge the battery inside the light if you wanted to in the field. That makes this pretty flexible without having to carry an extra charger with you. Or if you do carry a charger, this is a good backup option to have on the light itself. I like the rubber boot cap on the top, as it is a low profile rubber boot cap, meaning it has a less chance of being activated in the pocket since you have to depress the switch up top for more than 1 second. If you push it quickly, you can see that an LED comes on, so it's good for checking the battery level status at a quick glance. The pocket clip is nothing home to write about, however, it does have good retention and it is fixed in place on the light, so that means it won't shift or move on you. On the rear, Again, the magnetic tail cap is a nice addition where you can attach this to a metal object or a metal surface, and you can use this for hands-free operation. Personally, I don't like the metal, or rather the magnet inside of the tail cap, as it tends to mess up my compasses, but it's a nice feature to have on this light for those of you who do like that sort of thing. It tail stands perfectly fine, and the front forward-facing light orientation of the L style light is a nice addition to shining a light if you don't have a metal surface to attach this to. I like the fact that it comes with a included 16340 battery as well, and you can recharge that in the field. Overall, it's a nice light to have for an EDC pocket carry, and I highly recommend it for anybody who's looking for a kind of multi-LED cylindrical type of light, which can be used in a headlight fashion or a magnetic fashion on a metal surface for hands-free operation. I want to thank Jody from Killzone Flashlights for sending this out for review. I'm going to fill it with Killzone Flashlights, and I do have a coupon code if you want to buy this light off their site. The coupon code works on many brands, not all brands, but it will save you about 5%. The code's going to be the Fossil Channel, all one word, no spaces, and you can use that in the discount box on the website, or you can use the link that I have below. Once again, thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and enjoy your day.